Good morning. Mountain Time is 7 o'clock, and First Montana Bank has your free checking and mobile banking. You get convenience and you get cash back from a local bank. Check them out at firstmontanabank.com. Let's see, we got Strain Your Brain dead ahead, but right now we have an in-studio guest, maybe a gentleman you've heard of. Gentleman, I believe his first name is Rob, his last name is Quist, and he's running for some office here
Something
in Montana.
like that.
I hear. Rumor has it anyway. That's what's going on anyway.
And if you don't know
hold
him...
on a second.
Oh,
is the mic turned up over
it's
there?
on. Am I on?
And whose rumor and why does she have it?
Hold on a second. The microphone.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hold on. Why isn't the microphone working?
Am I on?
She needs to share mine.
I guess you get to share Rob's mic
Okay.
over there. Yeah, I don't know what.
Okay, the
Okay.
problem is
All right,
that
sorry
I'm
about
not
that.
quite as tall as Mr. Rob Quist.
Yeah, Rob's a tall
so
drink of water.
I'm on my tiptoes, and when you got that hat on too, it's a little hard to see.
I think you had a duck coming in the door.
Okay, let's get down to business now. So yesterday, the House moved forward with repealing and replacing the Affordable Care Act. Obviously, Montana didn't get a say because we don't have anyone in the House. What is your take on the action that they took yesterday, and how would you have voted if you were in the House of Representatives?
You know, to me, this is a definite no. I would definitely not have voted, for this bill because, first of all, it brings back the whole concept of pre-existing conditions, which who wants that? And also, it's the whole thing to defund Planned Parenthood, and once again to give tax breaks to the super rich. This seems to be the goal of the administration, and so this is something that does not work for the benefit of everyday people, especially people here in Montana.
That was going to be my next question. What kind of impact do you think this would have on Montanans?
Well, first of all, I think it's the important thing is that my opponent has been saying he's not sure he would have voted for it, but he's being funded by the sponsors of this bill, and he has to wear this. He has to wear this because I think that they were defunding other legislators who weren't backing this whole program, but they doubled down on him. So I know that this is going to be something he's going to have to answer to throughout the course of this election, and this is just a bad bill for the people of Montana.
This bill obviously was one of the centerpieces of what President Trump ran his own campaign on, and he just hit his 100th day mark last week. What's your take on Trump as a president, and are there any of his policies or anything that he does that you support?
Well, I think that there are many things that I probably would be supporting. I think his idea of investing in infrastructure and manufacturing is something that I would definitely support. And the fact that he wants to get dark money out of politics. Montana has a history of, with the Copper Kings trying to buy elections. So I think that it's important that we remove dark money for. But there are many things, of course, that I do not agree with Mr. Trump on as well.
And what are some of those things that you don't agree with?
I think that the whole concept of cutting our funding for some of our most important things like the EPA and the arts and I think that once again it's all about giving tax breaks to the super wealthy. Montanans, I think the middle class and small businesses, that's the big economic driver here. That's who needs the tax breaks here in Montana. There are 3,000 large businesses, but there are over 115,000 small businesses in Montana, and they need help too, and that's why they need someone in Congress who's going to stand up for them.
And again, we're talking with Democratic Congressional candidate Rob Quist in the studio this morning. Rob, you said you have 7 events lined up for today. This campaign has been short. It's unique. People are having to go to different polling places than normal. There was back and forth about whether this election should be mail-in only. How are you handling that, and what's your advice to Montana voters?
Once again, I think it's really unconscionable that we didn't have the mail-in ballots. And I think that they are trying to disenfranchise the voters of Montana because I think they feel like it's going to stack against them. But I think Montanans realize that we have a voice in this. This is probably one of the most important elections to come along for a long time. Talk about the important issues that are standing in front of us, from public lands to health care to Social Security and Medicare. And women's issues. I mean, the list just goes on and on. This is a clear choice between me and my opponent. And I think that Montanans realize that we have to get out. We have to stand up and make our voices heard and hold our leaders accountable. And this is the number one thing that you can do. The number one thing in any political thing is to vote. And it's going to be on May 25th, a Thursday this year. Vote is the most important thing that you can do.
Thank you so much. And one last question. Since we are a radio station, do you have any favorite in the top 40 right now? Do you like Lady Gaga or Ed Sheeran?
You know, I do admire Ed Sheeran. I think that he's very interesting to listen to because he has that looping machine, and I just kind of discovered a loop pedal. I call this my, here, play this pedal. And so you can kind of lay down a track and then build on that. So that's very interesting, and I've had a lot of fun with my own looping pedal, so I think I definitely would have to say I admire him.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and thank you. This is Rob Quist and Ed Sheeran. I was going to say this is Ed Sheeran's greatest fan club, and here Rick and I are
Yeah,
big fans.
no kidding. He rocks. He totally does. All right, Rob, thanks for coming in.
Thank
this
you
morning.
so much,
All
Rob.
right, good morning.